Howdy friends and family, thank you so much for joining me. This is week 9, day 1 in the series I'm doing with Christ Memorial Lutheran Church about knowing God. And last week we talked about how God is a God who sees and hears. And this week we are talking about how the Lord is our banner. And so I want to start out by saying we are at war. And this is not a war that you're probably thinking of. We're not at war with other people. We are actually at a war that is happening in ourselves. And it is a war between good and evil, or between our sinful nature and between God. It's really a battle between following God versus following sinful nature. So Romans 7 verses 15 through 19 say, "I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not do, but what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it is sin living in me. I know that nothing good lives in me, that is in my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. For what I do is not the good I want to do. No, the evil I do not want to do, this I keep doing." Paul here is talking about this battle with sin. He is saying that he does not want to sin, but he does sin. And that he wants to follow God, but he doesn't. And this is a struggle that we constantly face, this choice between following God and following our sin. We talked about it a little bit when we talked about how God is Lord. And that when we become Christians, we desire to obey God. But unfortunately, we sometimes sin anyway. So what does this have to do with God being our banner? Well, in ancient times, a banner was not a piece of cloth, but it was actually an ornament of some sort, some large shiny ornament that was on top of a pole. And this banner would have been carried out at the head of the army, and it would have led them into battle. And so Exodus 17 is where this name is first used, and Moses declares God as Yahweh-Nissi. The Lord is our banner. Now, the Yahweh part of Yahweh-Nissi we've heard before. It is I am, the name for God, means eternal, unchanging. It is referencing that he won't change on us. And then Nissi is the Hebrew word for banner. So this unchanging God will always be our banner. Yahweh-Nissi is the Lord is our banner. And if God is our banner, that means he is going out before us as we go into battle. He is at the head of the army, showing the soldiers where to go and showing which side they stand for. So if he is our banner, he goes out to battle before us. And if we are in a war against our sinful nature and against sin, then we want to let God be our banner in that battle and let him go first. Let him go before us. Let him lead your army into this spiritual battle. Follow him so closely that no one questions what side you're on. We are at war with ourselves. We are at war with our sinful nature. We desire to follow God, but we end up sinning. So let God lead your battle. Let God lead your army, so that when you go into battle, he's the one who fights first. Let him fight for you. Follow him so closely that anyone who looks at you says, she's following God. He's following God. Let them know that he is your banner. Follow God into battle. Let him be your Yahweh-Nissi. 2 Corinthians 2:14 says, "But thanks be to God who always leads us in triumphal procession in Christ, and through us spreads everywhere the fragrance of the knowledge of him." This is a great verse to memorize this week, talking about how God always leads us in triumph, which we'll talk about more next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.